one last race to go all in.
A lot on the line tonight.
These drivers either play their hand or lose their chance at a championship. Lady Luck is watching, beckoning the final round. A hand that will define the season, sending you straight into the chase or to the back of the pack.
Nobody willing to give an inch.
We'll see if the elites rise to the top.
Working a bad hand into a winner takes focus and nerve, and before you know it, you're on a roll. The stakes are high. You better be sure you know why you're playing at this table. All the long shots are still in the game. Their chips may be down, but their hopes are high.
Right now, it's down to just plain hard-nosed racing.
Who will fold? Who will let it ride? And who will walk away with Lady Luck right by their side?
Welcome to another installment of the DNQ Dirt Series, the Pontiac Excitement 30 at the Iredell County Fairgrounds. I'm Bob Duato, and back in the booth, Charles Lewandowski.
Thanks for having me, Bob. Looking forward to this great event tonight.
One of the biggest races we have all year, 30 laps on this very short track at the fair in Iredell County. And one of our drivers is down there with Eddie DeHaan Jr. Eddie?
That sucks.
Due to a lack of people that want to do this job, I have to do it yet again for the series. And Tyler Young, you won the Grand Am Championship last year in the series. You come out here to make your dirt debut. How does it feel to make that debut tonight?
I didn't realize I was going to make it at such a big track. A lot of fans here, so went out and practiced, just learning the track and learning the part. Can't thank Tim Coon and everybody at Coon Family Racing for the opportunity, and need to really run good and hopefully get in victory lane later today.
So you got to run the race Saturday also because you have a Grand Am race. Now, what is it going to be like pulling that double? I know I'm doing the double too, and I know it's going to be a lot of racing. Are you excited to pull the double this week or what?
I mean, I'm pumped up. You always hear everybody talking about the double. This is a big deal. So being able to race tonight and then turn around and race again Saturday night at a totally different atmosphere. Really looking forward to it. And I think we got a really good shot Saturday, and hopefully tonight just keep it in one piece and get Coon Family a good finish.
Well, the one driver that has a chance to win both the races this week is Tyler Young. We'll see what he can do.
Well, it'd be great to see Tyler Young win that race, a past champion in our series, and we're looking at somebody who could be a champion in our series, Bentley Kuhn.
Yeah, Bentley, at first when I saw him, I thought Evil Knievel was driving that cart, but he is definitely a force to be reckoned with here.
Very consistent, sitting in points lead in rookie and regular points, and he might win the championship. But another driver that won our last race is down with that.
Thanks, guys. Well, one driver that absolutely destroyed the field last race was Ryan Summers. And Ryan, how did it feel to put on an ass-whooping / clinic that bad?
That was pretty fun. I mean, we came out there to win, but we didn't know it was going to be that good.
So now that you've been to this track before, I'm assuming you've run this race before a couple years ago when they ran here. What do you expect this race to be tonight, and how will the conditions change?
It's really rough, so it's probably going to be, if there's any caution, it's going to be tearing a bunch of stuff up. But I think it's going to be, really close because it's so rough. And I don't think we're going to be able to drive out like we did last time. So.
Now, as a driver, are you concerned of some of the other guys that are out there during this race that you're going to have an issue with them, or they're going to be too aggressive right off the bat?
No, I don't think so. I mean, everyone knows it's a long race, and I think they got it pretty much planned out. They're going to try to take it easy at the beginning.
We'll look for Ryan Summers to take home the Busch Light tonight, just like he did last race. We all know he's a Busch guy, so we'll see you later tonight. Good luck.
We'll definitely look for Ryan Summers to take the win tonight. And another driver that's looking for his first win is David Markham.
Yeah, from what I've been told, David's unique down at pit area because he's the only one to use Lysol on his tires.
Curtis Markham, another Lysol driver, also a Skull Bandit back in the Busch North days.
Yes, I'm not sure about the use of Skull, but I have heard the Lysol rumor, so we'll see how he does tonight.
Well, we talked about Bentley Kuhn earlier, and he is down with Eddie. Eddie?
Well, thanks, guys. Via a lot of verbal abuse right now, Bentley Kuhn, I'm going to do your interview. You're leading the points right now in the DNQ karting series. Very good for you as a rookie contender this year, and I see that you've got the Evil Knievel paint scheme for this race. What is it going to take for you to have a good run tonight and keep that points lead?
Just to keep being consistent like I was in the first couple races. And, I just keep leading guys' lines like Ryan Summers, my brother, and keep digging, and see how the track changes and go from there.
What made you want to put this badass paint scheme on this car tonight?
It's psychological. Balls to balls, really. From there. So.
Well, our points leader tonight, looking for a good run to keep that points lead and maybe even win a rookie championship at the end of the season.
Well, the Stanley brothers, as of late, have been struggling with the setup on that kart, Charles.
Yeah, you know, they represent Smokey Unick and fly his colors, so you know they're working hard, and they're going to give an A for effort for sure.
One driver that gave an effort for his aero setup, but had it taken away, is down with Eddie. Eddie, what's the story?
Well, Brad Buskirk down here. Brad, you had to take the wing off of this card that you had on here. We heard your crew chief might be penalized, and you might have a money penalty for that. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, I mean, apparently there's no rules in DNQ, but there is rules because I already got my crew chief taken away. I've already been fined. Action's detrimental. I'm going to have to go to court. This is a big deal, and I probably just lost 3 or 4 tenths there. I'm really going to have to make it up in the race.
Now, do you think this fine is usually, we'll find out Tuesday, usually it's buying a round of shots at Hot Shots. Do you think that's really going to affect your budget?
No, it's not going to affect your budget at all because we have so much money going into R&D and wind tunnel time that it's really not going to affect the money side of it at all. But what it is going to affect is the use of the front bumper because now you better believe under that helmet that there's an aviators and a mustache under there. And if it gets down to it, somebody's getting the rooter.
Well, Brad Buskirk may have to buy a round of shots at the bar Saturday night before the Grand Am race, which he's also pulling the double.
Double duty.
But look for him to be really pissed off for this race.
We'll see if that affects Brad out there on the racetrack. Let's take a look at the points real quick.
Yeah, Jeff Kuhn, point leader, but still has yet to win, so that's something we got to keep an eye on. Consistency is always looks to be in his favor this year.
Tim Nye with a win, Dan Reinhauer with a win, and the rest of the field there. And we talked earlier about drivers doing double duty, and here are the 4 that are doing double duty.
Well, I know Tyler, you know, he's probably in the best physical conditioning. Brad Buskirk probably the worst, but all 4 of those guys doing double.
Let's take a look at this track here, Charles, and we'll look at the DNQ Dirt track facts. This is the first time the series is racing here, and it's a physically demanding track with hard braking zones. And the track is only raced on once a year, so it's not in the best condition, and it's actually part of the carnival in the fair.
Yeah, it's a legit short track for these karts. It's going to be physically demanding. You got to really use your bumper to get to the front. It's going to be a great show.
Keys to success here, you have to be able to turn in the center, have to drive off the corners, and not be afraid to use a bumper.
I talked to a few drivers, and the thing about being here at the fair, there's a lot of women in the grandstands. None of these guys are going to lift.
Absolutely not, and you know, that's why we do it, for trophies and women. But as we look at the fair right here, the zipper, you've ridden on that before, but
absolutely.
We'll be right back after these messages. I used to love riding the zipper back and going to the carnivals.
What is it? What is it?
Get in.
You guys ready to drink some woodchuck?
Yeah! Thanks for day-daying, Eddie.
Not a problem.
I woke up in a new Bugatti. I woke up in a new Bugatti. I woke up in a new Bugatti. I woke up in a new...
Oh man, I don't feel too good.
You feeling all right, Bronson?
I'm gonna kick.
Too many woodchucks.
The DNQ Karting Series brought to you by Live and Good Tires, the best selection of new and used tires. Check them out in Salisbury. And by Millbridge Speedway, promoters of the DNQ Dirt Series. And by Back Straight Massage in Australia. They sponsored a race and they would like a return investment. If you're ever in Australia, go to Back Straight Massage. Well, a great view of the carnival there. And Charles, while we're looking at the fair, let's go ahead and look at our starting lineup for tonight with Ryan Summers and Dan Ridenhour, 2 previous winners on the front row.
Yes, Ryan's hot off the victory at Millbridge. Going to be tough to beat.
Brad Buskirk had to lose his wing before the race. That's really going to affect him tonight, I think.
Well, Brad's a hell of a driver. He'll be able to recover from that. I'm looking forward to watching him get to the front.
A record-setting field tonight, 20 karts on this short track. What do you expect from these guys racing here as you look at Tyler Young making his first start tonight?
I'll tell you, I talked to Tyler earlier. He's excited. He does have some dirt experience. I look for him to do big things.
Tyler, I know, very excited about making his first start as we talked to him earlier.
Sure.
Cole Bugner, Brian Cole back in this race. It was a scene right, the Smoky Unit car we talked about earlier. Mike Tutomadou, who hasn't done any work to his car before this race.
Well, he had 4 or 5 women in the garage area there, so I think he's not really focused on this one, but he's worth watching anyway.
Brandon Kiger making his first start, and Jason Eford has had a rough season so far.
And the picture proves it. Did you see that?
Yeah, he's got a little more gray hair from this year.
Absolutely.
One in-car camera we got is Tyler Young tonight in the Pontiac in-car.
Yeah, like I said, Tyler's real excited about this one. This Pontiac onboard camera is going to be one worth watching.
Robin's racing. Assholes are going to get hurt.
And in our other in-car camera,
All right, double them up. Double them. Coming to 1 to go here. Number to 1 to go.
as we listen to some of the audio, it's the Smoky Unique in-car camera, Jesse Stanley.
Yeah, Jesse has one of the best looking karts here. Looking forward to watching him run tonight.
20 karts on this field. Charles, what do you expect going into one here?
It's a short track. It's a full field of karts, real competitive. Come to the green here, going to be one to watch.
Green flag, we are underway for the Pontiac Excitement 30, and look at these guys going into one chaos already.
Wow, I mean, dirt's flying. We got one around.
Tim Nye is out, and that
down,
is going to bring out a caution. Looks like Tim Nye's engine has stopped working off the backstretch on the first lap.
And the dirt races, if you watch DNQ dirt races, you know that name because he's always up front. Hopefully he can get that thing back together. This early on, he can recover from this.
Well, we're talking about racing the DNQ Dirt Series. October 15th is the next dirt race. Bentley Kuhn tries to hold his lead over Dan Ridenhour if he leads tonight after this race.
Yeah, that's back at Millbridge, back to where these guys have some experience and have some laps and have some knowledge on. That's going to be a great race as well. A little bit different layout, but same group of drivers. Going to be great.
Getting ready to go back green here, and, you know, this race is probably one of the biggest ones we have all year, the biggest crowd we have all year also.
Absolutely. This place is jam-packed. I think they said they sold 10 to 12,000 tickets for this race alone, and it's packed.
Well, green flag, we're back underway, but what's better time than to crank it up, Charles? Let's go ahead and listen in.
Inside, 3 wide. Fucking idiots out here. Inside, still there. Still clear. We got 1 in the wall and 4. No caution. All clear. Clear by 2. Quit overdriving it. Outside, clear. Clear. Slowing up high. You're good. Clear by 1. Inside, clear. Clear by 1. Nice and smooth, brother. Clear by 2. One whole line you can do there. Dude, it's bad. You cannot miss your line of 1 and 2. Oh, I believe it. It is sprinkling still, so it's going to get a little slick, so don't overdrive it.
All right, there you heard Curtis Markham teaching David Markham as he's out there driving not to overdrive.
Yeah, this place being a short track, it's easy to overdrive. It's the easiest thing to do, and the guy who can really just hit his marks is going to be the one to beat.
Yeah, and that's very important as looks like we have a caution.
Yeah.
And this time it's Brad Buskirk on the front stretch got loose.
One of my favorites in the field. You know, he was disagreeing with the officials when I spoke to him earlier, and looks like that arrow that they took away from him came into play here.
Brad Buskirk, always a great competitor, finished second last race, and you know, you talk about this.
Kart
Absolutely. He's a lot of road course experience, doing well in the Grand Am Series also. But while we're under caution, one driver that's been on the move for this race is Eddie DeHunt Jr.
Yeah, I saw actually Eddie Sr. giving him some words of wisdom right before this race, and I think that has a lot to do with his success tonight.
Started 11th, now 6th. We'll be right back after this. The DNQ Karting Series brought to you by Pontiac. No longer a business, but they sponsored this race. And by Ed
coming back.
Yeah,
coming back.
And by Ed and Ellie DeHunt. Thank you very much for sponsoring this race as we look at
Great
the...
folks.
Yes, they are. E1.
E1.
Favorite DeHunt.
Favorite DeHunt.
As we look at the carnival here at the Iredell County Fair, We are still under caution. We had about 3 carts die on the backstretch all at the same time, so we're still pacing here. And there is a little bit of weather in the area. We've seen a couple flashes of lightning, but no real steady rain yet.
Yeah, that was a concern, you know, if this race was going to have to get shortened or not. But so far, we're good to go. Sprinkles won't affect anything. Let's keep after it here.
Actually ditched the heat races, went straight to the feature as we're on board with Jesse Stanley for the restart. Green flag, we're back underway, and we'll get a view from Jesse's end cart.
Yeah, he looks to be jumping to the outside there. That's a risky move. It's a single groove place.
Oh,
yeah.
Charles, you've raced dirt before. What does it feel like when you get outside that groove?
Well, this place, the groove's really, really narrow, and usually you can run a little bit up top, and he's trying to make it work, but it's just too early to do that. Hopefully that outer groove works, but he recovered nicely. Oh, 3 wide on the bottom.
3 wide, and it looks...
Oh, we got a spin.
We got a spin. It was Jeff Kuhn who just spun out right there. Well, back to the racetrack, and there's the Bulldog.
Oh, the Bulldog. With Lady Bulldog.
Yes,
with his lady friend.
We had to get the Bulldog in there.
I mean, he's a well-known face in the race community worldwide.
Well, back to the racetrack itself. When you run these tracks out here, you might as well be on ice the second you hit that loose step.
That's a good way to describe it. Like I said, this is a really narrow groove. It may widen out, but so far it hasn't. We're back to green.
Green flag, Brandon Blake in front, Holzbauer second, and Dan Ridenhour making that move for second. Look at these cars power down the backstretch.
Man, the top 3 or 4 are really, really even. They're dicing it up here, and man, they're going good.
A lot of these cars using the grass at the bottom of the turn, and let's go on board with Tyler Young. Looks like his we're looking at a crotch cam instead of a regular cam.
Well, you know, Tyler, you know, I believe probably Ding Dong mounted his camera, and you know, it's not supposed to be right if he had to do it. So he's digging. Where's he running right now? He looks to be pretty stout.
He's up there in the top 10, no problem, and he's working on Summers right now, so he's got to be around 6 or 7.
Yeah, he's making good progress there. I think he just cleared Summers. And, man, good night for him so far.
His first ever DNQ dirt race. Tyler's no stranger to racing on dirt, though.
No, Tyler, you know, he's an accomplished dirt racer in Texas and Mexico. And, man, doing well tonight.
Did very well. Almost won the heat race in Eldora. As you look at the field come down the backstretch. Huge field tonight.
Man, a good pack of carts, a good field of carts, and very competitive. We got one slowing there on top.
And the Bojangles caution is out. This time it's for Eddie DeHunt Jr.
He was in the top 5 at the time when the spin just got out of the groove there. Harmless spin, he'll be back, and hopefully get back to the front here as we come to the green. Oh, we got oh, wow.
Ridenhour trying to make a move on Blake, and he's almost inside him right there.
Yeah, there's a little defensive drive in here. That's going to be tough.
Makes the move on him, and
oh boy.
About wreck Ridenhour right there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I saw the hand go. I don't think it was a gesture. I think it was more of a... I'm not sure what that was, Eddie.
And looks like the black flag being shown for Brandon Blake. He is going to have to pull off the track.
The starter saw something a little more specific than we did, but he did get jacked up there, but I don't think he appreciated it much. The black flag's still out.
Well, it's a shame, and, you know, you just can't reach over and touch somebody else's car. Whether, you know, they don't know if you're trying to pull the spark plug off or just mess around. And with the whole field coming at you, it's something you just can't do.
I agree. That's, you know, like I said, it was a good move. One that'll be in the
history books.
In the history books, and we'll watch it for a long time. The caution's out.
Yeah, they're going to throw the caution. He was not pulling off the racetrack, and as we see that, looks like owner James Hollywood Wall not very happy with that call there.
I believe James is over there in a red shirt, and speaking of gestures, I think he is...
There's one right there, and not good.
No, I'll tell you, Hollywood James Wall is passionate about his karting.
And they see it come up, and there's another one.
Yeah,
and Jeremy's asked him to leave.
Yeah, he probably crossed the line there. You know, going for the win. This is a big race. Like I said, you know,
250 to win. Let's listen to the audio.
Pull it. Clear. You know, they're going to yell at you like a motherfucker. They're telling you to pull off. And onto the track, the hand of guy towel, now arguing with officials.
As you see it zoomed in there, he reached over, and Hollywood told him to pull it, and look, he about wrecks in front of the whole field there, and it's understandable that he got penalized.
Yeah, it's really tough when it's on camera, but when you can hear it, you know, the direction it went in, that's not good.
Ridenhour inherits the lead. Green flag, we're back underway. And Tim Nye, after having those engine problems, is right up to second.
I knew he would be. Like I said, that name is always up front with this dirt series, and he's coming out. We got one spun.
We got one spun around. That is Brian Kolb in the 54, and we stay green.
No
on
caution.
Up. Yeah, we stay green.
No caution.
And we're still going here. It looks like the caution is
Oh,
now
okay.
out,
Here we come.
and this
Here we
time
come.
it's for Tim Nye, and
Oh,
flips his card
wow!
over.
That's a statement to the series, to the fans, that he was going to win, and he disagrees with the calling of that. But
trophy or the steering wheel, one or
Trophy
the
or
other,
steering
and
wheel,
or just leave the shit at the house. It don't matter.
I mean, yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Tyler Young all the way up to fourth right here. He's
Impressive.
having a really good night so far.
Impressive night for him. I'm not surprised to see that, and let's see if he can gain a couple more here. Wow.
Green flag underway, and look at that, trying to make the move up in the loose stuff, though. That's hard to do.
Like I said, narrow groove here. He got shuffled out, and now he's going to take a while to get back up there.
Ridenhour pulling away with Holzbauer in second. Matt Holzbauer has not had a good finish. Well, he's had a good finish this year, but just seems to have bad luck as we're on board with Jesse Stanley. Looks like he needs a tear-off.
Yeah, he does need a tear-off, and like I said, there is some rain in the area. That's probably, causing that a little bit. He probably got out of groove, got some dirt on his shield. That's probably not helping the cause here.
It's hard to see. I know that for sure, and the visors would fog up, and you get the mud on your helmet, and you just can't see it all. As we're looking at these top three battle it out, looks like the cream of the crop here.
Yeah, they're pretty... Oh!
Wow. Holzbauer spins.
Hit it pretty hard there.
Is out. Charles, that's a bad break for Holzbauer.
Man, he was obviously running second, had an absolutely great chance to win this, and just got in there a little hot, got out of groove, spun around, hit pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Let's look at that again in the Busch Light instant replay, and maybe he couldn't see, Charles.
Yeah, man, he just arced it in there a little too much, and yeah, just got the thing spun. It's I don't care who you are. You're when you're in no man's land there, you're probably gonna go around. It was a pretty good hit. I'm glad he's all right. His neck moved about 14 inches.
One driver that forgot to fill his cart up with gas before the race, talking to those women, is down with Eddie.
Got up to the front. He ran out of fuel running 7th there towards the end. I just want to thank K&C Drywall, Signs by Tomorrow in Glendale, and Victoria Seating. Just a lot of fun. We just need some more horsepower. We're good to go.
Well, sometimes you got to fill your shit up with gas to make it run. Back to you guys.
Well, maybe Too Tall Medill will not pay attention to those women and actually pay attention to fueling his cart up.
Well, you usually have 1 or 2 around, but he had 6 or 7. So, I mean, I give him credit for that, and then his priorities weren't, in the right place. But a little embarrassing, but like I said, the first part of the night was good for him.
Well, we see Dan Ridenhour is checking out from this field. Bentley Kuhn in second, David Markham third, Stanley, and Markham up in the loose stuff again.
But he got through it. He lost some spots, lost some track position, but he made it through. That's the biggest thing. Most guys aren't able to do that right now.
As you look, the white flag is out for Dan Ridenhour.
Man, He's got 3 or 4 car lengths. He just get through 3 and 4, hit his marks. He's going to win this big race.
For the second time in 2014, Dan Ridenhour wins the Iredell County Fairgrounds Pontiac Excitement 30. Great run for Ridenhour, and DeHunt finishes third. Just got by Stanley on the last lap. Great run for Jeff Kuhn also.
Oh, great group of guys. I mean, really dominant up front. There's 2 or 3 that would have classed in a field, but what a great race.
Well, you see the drivers in here weighing in after the race. You had a couple guys wigging out over 1 pound, but in DNQ, it's not really a big deal. You get 5 after the race.
Yeah, absolutely. DNQ needs to have some rules put in place to make it a competitive field and have great races like they did tonight, but everyone got through no problem.
After the race, everybody weighed in fine. Dan Ridenhour was good after refilling with fuel. And good to see that. And you see Eddie on Jr.'s cart getting weighed. But our winner is down with Eddie. Eddie.
Dan Ridenhour comes home with the victory tonight. Dan, you did a hell of a job running that race. And we have some Busch Light in the truck for you, bud. Tell us about your race tonight.
It took a while for it to come in, but it finally did. I'd like to thank Jim Fulmer, most of all, for finally getting the motor right. And thanks for me telling my dad to put the blues on, finally. And I just like to thank God for letting me be here today. My mom and dad.
Now, you took a pretty good shot at the points last race. This is definitely going to help you getting that win again. You have 2 wins now in the season. How do you feel going into the rest of the races this year? 2 left.
I feel pretty good, I guess. I always feel good, though.
Well, Dan Ridenhour always feels good, and it feels definitely a lot better when you win a race.
That's right.
Glad that Dan Ridenhour feels good. The first time we ever saw him in this series, he was feeling great. He was helping Brent Lewis. But Dan Ridenhour gets the win. Let's check out the results, Charles.
Yeah, very impressive night for Eddie DeHunt. Came back from an early spin. Tyler Young, top 5. Maycraft and Summers recovered to running top 10 after some issues.
Not sure what happened to Ryan Summers, and another good run by the Stanley brothers. They came back and got their stuff back together. Holzbauer rallied back to 6th. David Markham pushed back to 7th after getting up in the loose stuff, and Kevin White, part-time racer, finishes 8th. Well, Eddie is down with our second place finisher. Eddie?
Well, Bentley Kuhn finishes 2nd and keeps his point lead after this race. Bentley, I saw you're very excited after the race. Good run tonight.
Thank you. I tried to dump Ridenhour, but I kind of wanted to pass him clean. I stuck my nose in there and I tried to pass him, but we're just so even. So I'm kind of just thankful that I finished 2nd and maintained my points lead. We'll go into the next Millbridge in October and we'll go from there and hopefully get another win or a win.
So you're really close in the points championship right now. You have to be consistent here in these last 2 races. What are you going to have to do to try to win this championship?
I don't know. Just try to wish for the best of luck and go from there. Really, I was going for a rookie contender, and I raised the bar. And I'm actually first in points, so it's really just amazing that I'm doing that well. So,
Bentley Kuhn having a very good run this season. Look for him to run for the championship. I also want to thank my grandparents, Ed and Ellie DeHunt, for sponsoring this race. Had a great race tonight, despite a little bit of the weather. Thank you guys very much, and we appreciate everything you do for us.
Well, Charles, great race tonight, but let's check out the points after this race. And these are with the drop races, and Bentley Kuhn has a 2-point lead over Ridenhour.
Yeah, the top 2 are obviously really close. This championship fight is far from over, if you ask me.
One slip up by the top 2 can let the rest of these guys get right back in it. David Markham, Eric Maycroft, Tim Nye, Holzbauer. Summers, who only ran 2 races, is that close in points, and we'll see how that plays out. Well, what a race we had here today, Charles. A lot of action, everything we thought it was going to be.
Absolutely, and more, if you ask me. Big crowd, bumping and banging, competitive race, good group of guys, awesome finish.
Great crowd. We had some controversy also.
Controversy.
Brandon Blake, Hollywood right there. I think he's going to be suspended for a race. Large wreck by Holzbauer.
Big wreck.
But great cart count, and at the end of the day, it was Dan Ridenhour. Takes home the 250. We'll see you next race. I'll edit all that shit out.
Cool.
This has been a production of the DNQ Karting Series. Any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this race without the express written consent of the DNQ Karting Series is prohibited. The DNQ Karting Series would like to thank its fans for their continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.